You know, I followed the entire Pope Swap show on Twitter, which originally sucked me in with the opening tweet of, "Pope announces retirement. Comedians worldwide simultaneously orgasm." I suppose, being an atheist, that I too am a member of a non-profit organisation. Not that it's an actual organisation, it's just a lack of belief illogically based on the total and complete lack of evidence that a God exists. I figured a while back that random shit happens is a far better explanation than God moves in mysterious ways. I have witnessed that if I pray for something, I have the exact same chance of getting it as a religious person does. But unlike the religious, if I just went out and took it, I can't pray for forgiveness. So you can see why I originally didn't have an appetite for the ex-Benedict affair. In fact, all I knew of him was that he was an ex-member of the Hitler Youth. Can anyone else see a pattern forming here? Oh, and apparently he was the first pope to Twitter in an effort to engage with young people without further eroding the old hush money fund. Ironically, as a cardinal, he never tweeted. Unfortunately, the Pope's retirement from what is traditionally a dead-end job has created a bit of a paradox, as technically he was appointed by God, thus making them both infallible, which is how I'd imagine a lesbian marriage. I mean, why would anyone retire from a job where the boss never makes an appearance? He's basically giving up being in robes all day to be in a robe all day. He says at 85 he can't physically meet the challenges of being a pope. And yet, at 87, Hugh Hefner marries a 26-year-old. Who's the blessed one here? But I suppose he did do a better job than Pope John Paul, who was initially praised for dropping the Ringo, then immediately criticised for not including the George. Apparently, his only call for action on sexual abuse was right after Lights Camera. He may have been a man of the cloth, but it reeked of chloroform. In fact, they say it was the worst papal reign since Prince picked up a guitar. Okay, before you lot start hysterically screaming, "Get off the clergy's back," just remember that they themselves have ignored similar despairing cries. You see, it's not me, it's these kids that give the church a bad name, but not in the same way that Posh and Becks give kids a bad name. But with a new pope, there's new hope, and his progressive views on condoms has brought the Catholic Church barrelling headlong into the 1970s. He is a man of the people who insisted that he paid his own hotel bill with his own money that he got from church funds instead of having church funds pay for it. Apparently, in his home parish, he chooses to ride a bus in favour of a limo, as long as it's a male bus driver and he doesn't have to sit next to Rosa Parks. Oh, they say he's a living saint, and if he ever visited Canberra and tried to catch a bus here, then he'd need the patience of a saint, I can tell you that.